What if the extraterrestrial hypothesis isn't just unproven? What if it's asking the wrong question entirely? That's the argument at the center of the book most serious UFO researchers consider the single most intellectually demanding work in the entire field. Published in 1969, it's still, over 50 years later, a book nobody in this space has fully answered. This is Passport to Magonia by Jacques Vallée. First, who is Jacques Vallée? Because it matters here more than usual. He's not a UFO enthusiast who stumbled into research. He's a computer scientist and astronomer who worked directly alongside J. Allen Hynek, the U.S. Air Force's own scientific consultant on UFO reports, helping classify and structure the data Hynek was collecting. Vallée came to this book from inside the data, not from outside it looking in. And the observation he makes is genuinely unsettling once you sit with it. He lines up modern close encounter cases, humanoid beings, missing time, strange physiological effects on witnesses, next to centuries-old accounts of fairy encounters, angelic visitations, and folklore from cultures that had no contact with each other. And the patterns match. Not loosely, specifically. Physical descriptions, behavior, the psychological aftermath reported by witnesses. Vallée's question is simple and it's brutal. If beings visiting from another planet were a recent phenomenon, why does the exact same encounter pattern show up in a 9th century monastery record? That leads him to what's now called the interdimensional hypothesis, the idea that whatever this is, it isn't arriving from somewhere else in physical space. It might be native to our reality in a way we don't have the framework to describe yet, something that's been interacting with human consciousness for as long as we've been keeping records, not something that showed up with the jet age. Vallée doesn't insist this is definitely correct. He insists it's the hypothesis that actually fits the historical data in a way the simple spacecraft explanation does not. Now, I'll be honest with you about the reading experience because I want you to know what you're getting into. This is not a page-turner. There's an appendix in here cataloging historical close encounter cases from the 9th century through the 19th, and it's an extraordinary piece of primary source research, but it reads like a research archive, not a narrative. If you're looking for the drama of a first-hand abduction account, go watch our communion review instead. This book rewards patience and careful attention. It does not reward casual browsing. To give you a sense of just how far back this pattern goes, Vallée wasn't inventing a genre out of nothing. He was writing inside a tradition of strange aerial phenomena reporting that stretches back at least to the American airship wave of 1896 and 1897. Hundreds of sightings of a mysterious cigar-shaped craft reported across more than a dozen states, including the still disputed Aurora, Texas crash story, and farmer Alexander Hamilton's account of cattle vanishing near a hovering light in Kansas. That Hamilton account, to be fair, is widely regarded by researchers as a probable hoax, and Vallée himself was careful about which cases he treated as reliable. But the broader point stands. He was placing modern encounters inside a documented record stretching back centuries, not a 50-year fad. That's the entire architecture of the book. Here's why that patience pays off. Every serious theoretical framework that's come after this book owes it a direct debt. The interdimensional hypothesis, the consciousness hypothesis, the idea of UAP as some kind of control system interacting with human belief over generations, all of it traces back to, or was directly shaped by, the argument Vallée builds here. John Keel read this book and developed his own ultra-terrestrial framework in response. An entire generation of researchers who refused to settle for aliens from another planet end of story built on this foundation. If you want to understand where the deepest, most serious thinking in this field actually comes from, it comes from here, and Vallée's reach didn't stop at UFO research circles. When Steven Spielberg made Close Encounters of the Third Kind in 1977, he built the French scientist character, Claude Lacombe, played by François Truffaut, directly around Vallée. Spielberg has said the calm, methodical, genuinely open-minded way that character investigates strange phenomena was modeled on how Vallee himself actually worked. That's a rare thing for anyone in this field to achieve. A real, working scientist whose own investigative temperament became mainstream culture's template for what a serious UFO researcher looks like. So who's this for? Honestly, not a beginner. If this is your first UFO book, you'll be lost and probably bored. Start with Hynek's The UFO Experience for the empirical foundation, the actual sighting reports and case classification system, and then come back here for the theoretical challenge that, more than 50 years later, still nobody has definitively answered. For advanced researchers or anyone who's already read the insider whistleblower accounts and wants to know what the deepest thinkers in the field actually believe is going on, this is 5-star essential reading. If this breakdown helped you understand where the field's biggest ideas actually came from, subscribe for more honest, no-hype UFO book reviews every week. Drop a like so more people find it, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. The full written review with sourcing notes and where to buy the book is linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.